Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. To start things off, Bitcoin's price is back to trading above 5,000 US dollars following a bearish correction to levels under 4,500. The Asian session on Tuesday is characterized by a renewed upward trend whereby Bitcoin to the US dollar has recovered from intraday lows at 49.36 to highs of around 54.26. Bitcoin price is dancing around 6.18% higher on the day at 52.95 in spite of the uptrend movement or upward movement. Okay. Bitcoin USD is still facing a bearish trend, short-term bias, and high volatility. The Bitcoin price over the last 24 hours has been one of the weirdest things I have ever seen in my entire life. That's not true. Many years ago, when we had an increased amount of volatility within the cryptocurrency market, this was fairly normal. I think 2018 and 2019 were very unmoving years. For some reason, Bitcoin's price just continuously either went sideways or went down. There wasn't a lot of jumping up and down, but for some reason, the last 24 hours have put me through the ringer because I keep looking at the price and the price is down and I think I'm going to buy and I'm like, no, it's going to go down further. I look about 8 minutes later, the price is up by around 4 or 5%. I'm like, oh crap, I should buy right now. I look back and the price goes back down and I'm like, okay, I'll wait a little bit longer. It's been this constant knocking up and down the last hours or so that's causing me to lose my mind because I don't know exactly when to buy. Bitcoin's price is trading near the support of a symmetrical triangle. The dip last week to levels of around 38.20, but the triangle support to a test. A break under this support line could be catastrophic for Bitcoin, as it could trigger another sell-off unlikely to be stopped by the 2018 support at 31.50. So what we have at the moment is that Bitcoin's price and the rest of the cryptocurrency market's price are currently in green. And this is due to the Asian trading sessions, as they call it, because Asia is awake right now. Most of the world is just getting to be awake, and I'm pretty certain, nope, it's definitely not open. The US stock markets have, why do I keep saying markets? Doesn't matter. They're not open yet. And I think for me, I have to wait and see exactly what happens when those markets open, because the last 24 hours have also not been too great news-wise for traditional markets. So I'm still expecting a further dip. Buy, trade, sell, however you will. I think we are not out of the woods yet by any means. And I wholeheartedly expect that if there are any jumps right now, we have about a good 3 to 4 weeks before we really start to see things, before we really understand exactly where the price is going to go. There's a lot of hype still around the halving, as one might assume when half the amount of Bitcoin are going to be created by the network. It's still causing a lot of like pulsations in the air. There's still this energy kind of floating around, regardless of any type of price movements downward. However, just based off of a feeling, I feel like prices will dip back down again. Is when I plan on buying a bunch of coins, but until then, at least right now, prices are in the green. In news that was everywhere news, and I'm actually surprised that this news was everywhere news. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says Ripple, XRP, price and time. Another key breakout is Looming. Ripple is trading nicely above 12 cents. And the 13 cent support levels against the US dollar. XRP price seems to be preparing for a new key break above 16 cents resistance area. Ripple price is currently recovering from 12 cents. It is trading above 14 cents resistance area, but it is facing a couple of key hurdles. There's a key bearish trend line forming with resistance near 16 and the bottom of the price is upward swing is 17%. Yesterday, we saw a fresh decline in Ripple from the 16 cent high. XRP price broke a few support near the 15 cent and settled well above the 100-hour simple moving average. For those of you who aren't looking at the screen, the name of this website is News BTC. A couple of places that are pro BTC are writing articles about how they expect XRP's price to do well. I don't know if that's weird to you, but it's definitely weird to me, and I've been seeing a whole bunch of them today. I only have 4 of them up here just for the sake of not having 38 bajillion tabs on the top. This one says, Ripple price remaining calm, awaiting sub 10 cents. Analyst bombshell saying he expects the price to go down to 10 cents and then to have a rapid movement upward after the capitulation has taken place. These factors show XRP is poised for a massive upside as accumulation pattern emerges. XRP starts today on a mild bullish note, though bears can't be ignored. I mean, bears can't really be ignored. I don't even think they're bears. I think it's just fearers. People who are afraid of everything because, you know, the entire world's markets are going down. Anyway, there were about at least 3 other articles that I had up here that I closed down because I was like, no, it's just too much repetition of the exact same thing. A lot of people are writing articles about how they think, not that XRP is undervalued. I don't think they would ever use the U word for fear of losing their credibility on a Bitcoin website. But it's more like they're shocked that the price is so low, and therefore it could lead to a potential movement upward that would give bullish indications on the price of XRP. Right. I feel this way about nearly every coin, even the coins I don't like. It is fairly obvious to me that if cryptocurrency prices do recover at any point in the future, that every other coin is probably also going to benefit percentage-wise as well. So I think the oddity being that they're all writing relatively nice things about XRP. I don't know how to take it. Anyway, that's the price action news everywhere, main topic of discussion news. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, the hash rate of Bitcoin's blockchain network barely flinched as the price of Bitcoin plummeted to around 3,600 by around 50% within a 24-hour span. It may indicate that big mining firms have not capitulated amidst the drop, going in line with theories put out by respected industry executives. I tried. I'm not joking. So there's a really weird trend. You know, I can't knock people trying to make money. But when I try, there are a couple of cryptocurrency websites right now. When you try to read their articles, they're asking you to pay money. And a couple of other places want you to like join them. It's kind of weird. I think it's a trend that won't last for too long because when you can get something for free, why would you pay for it? Anyway, I think there's also maybe this one over here as well. Bitcoin's hash rate, the way that it has been explained, or the way that a lot of analysts are seeing it right now, has not dropped as dramatically as people had assumed it would drop, from a price drop of around 9,000 to 3,000 and some change over the course of a 2 to 3 week period. Typically, we see that Bitcoin's price sometimes matches the hash rate. Not like in exact numbers, of course, because we'd have a $9 billion Bitcoin. It's more like when the hash rate climbs, typically the price also tends to follow. Same exact thing with the cost of mining an entire Bitcoin, usually follows the actual pricing of one Bitcoin, which is also kind of, the scale has been completely knocked off balance because Bitcoin is currently cheaper than it costs to actually mine a Bitcoin. However, it appears to be a good sign that not everyone has turned off their computers during this downtrend, which could be an indication that a percentage of the people who are mining and securing the Bitcoin network believe that prices might go back up, and therefore there's money to be made even as the price has dipped. And yeah, tying almost slightly into this, it says mining pools are seeing Bitcoin miners drop off the network. Bitcoin mining, I guess the news stories are really correlated. Bitcoin mining has become less profitable following the market crash. Chinese miners are selling their machines to Russia and the Middle East. Also, it is apparent that certain areas on this planet are being affected by current things more than other places. Damn. And as such, it is believed that a lot of places are actually turning off their mining machines in simply because of, right. It's kind of weird that I can say stuff without saying it and you know exactly what I'm trying to say. Hopefully. I'm sure there's one person sitting there like, I don't know what's going on. The point is, we are seeing some people turning off their machines, but it's not network wide like many people had assumed. A lot of people assumed that any type of negative movement downward, especially one that saw the other day where it was BitMEX, Gemini Twins, and Third Exchange, when they had emergency network things to do as the market went down and Bitcoin was looking like it could have slammed down to 1,000. A lot of people assume that everyone would simply just pull off their machines and be like, nope, it's not profitable anymore because, it's not really profitable anymore. But the silver lining being is that a lot of people are still keeping their machines on, as I think a large part of it has to do with what is happening now will not last forever. Bad things do come to an end. And as such, people are expecting a market recovery. Also, we are around 6 weeks away from Bitcoin's halving. So, given the time frame and stuff like that, we're in a very interesting spot historically. So many things are taking place at the exact same time, and it's a bit weird because it's kind of like it's like a race of devastation. Everyone's trying to figure out exactly which thing will come to an end first, which will get to the finish line, and what will take place afterwards. Because many people within the space, I'm pretty sure you may be one of them, an old friend of mine from high school, hello out there, we've been discussing like when to accumulate and how to accumulate and what prices we're waiting for. We have a very similar outlook on where we think things are going to go. And exactly how to, because not many people within the cryptocurrency space are expecting prices to remain this low. I wholeheartedly do not, because I assume within a year, should things be back to the way they were before, we probably will not be looking at a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 Bitcoin, especially when all those analysts and all those banks were telling us that by next year or the end of next year, we're going to see anywhere from a 100K to a 250K Bitcoin. Just my personal opinion based off of things that I've been paying attention to in the news. Anyway, that's the Bitcoin miners computer crash unplugging news for today. Bitcoin prices have been on a roller coaster since Sunday afternoon after the Federal Reserve slashed rates a full percentage point to the vicinity of zero and promised to pump $700 billion into the U.S. economy. After initially rising on the news and then falling, the cryptocurrency buying volumes have picked up once again. It's been an active 24 hours. The central bank's drastic measures took to offset possible effects of the something in the world, and I'm going to stop reading there because I think algorithms exist. So the point is, I'm glad I caught myself. Look at me. Pat myself on the back for that one. You may look up here and you may see that the numbers are in green. They're in like green. They're not in like slight green either. Bitcoin, I think these metrics are a bit off percentage-wise, but prices are doing very well. This is what I was talking about earlier. Every time I look back at it, it's like nearing the red. And I look back at it again and I'm like, it's up a lot. Maybe it'll dip again. So rising volumes are great because it shows that people are still interested in the market. If volumes were very low, that would be an indication that bad things might happen. But as it appears right now, there seems to be I do not like the terms bears and bulls, but there seems to be a tug of war between two animals that are happening right now where a lot of people are, I think, either fearful and or trying to push the price down so that they could potentially accumulate more. On the other side, you have a whole bunch of people who've been waiting or did not anticipate prices to fall back down this low for a while. Remember all those things? It's not their fault. Remember those things around December and January where all the people were like, Bitcoin will never fall below 10,000 again. They couldn't have foreseen future events. But prices are looking pretty, almost said the word delectable. That is not the word I wanted to use. The point is, volumes are up. it's actually nice to see volatility within the market. It indicates that people are actually active. When prices are trending sideways and volumes are low, it means that no one's trading, no one's interested, and it means that all it would take would be one whale, another animal, to sell off and or move 10,000 Bitcoin, and that would cause the market to go lower. So things are not back the way they were. However, they're looking better than they did just a couple of days ago. Yeah. In other news, I totally did not see this coming. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, the country's central bank, is set to regulate cryptocurrencies after banning local banks from processing crypto payments in 2018. The central bank has already started drafting a policy framework to guide operations of crypto firms. Local newspaper The Chronicle reported on Monday. The RBZ has apparently admitted that the crypto trend is a reality. Wow, it took them about 11 years. They said we have already started to come up with the fintech framework because in regulation, everything should be well structured, of course. The framework, which is a regulatory sandbox, will be assessing the cryptocurrency companies as to how they are going to operate. This was said by the Deputy Director of Financial Markets and National Payment System. Oh, come on, the long titles. While speaking during a Sound Prosperity Economic Forum. They said once you enter the sandbox, you can either exist as a bona fide product to enter the market, or you are guided to say that you need a partner a bank, a mobile money platform, or your product needs to be licensed like a microfinance company. The point is, yes, it's finally happening. People who are realizing that they needed to get into the cryptocurrency industry about 4 or 5 years ago are finally doing it. I wonder exactly, here's the actual news article from chronicle.co.zw. It says RBZ warms up to cryptocurrencies because, of course, why not? I hope this leads to something good. I hope this does not lead to a situation where countries say they're trying to adopt something while trying to be very strict and constricting to things that are trying to develop within their country. There are many opportunities in many countries. Do you see this as $50 million? That is money. Hyperinflated money, but that was their money. There are many countries who are in positions right now where they can have a great lead against many other countries. I have small hopes because I don't think that people are as willing to give up as much power right now. I don't think that many countries are going to come forward and say that they're going to be accepting and or buying and or hoarding Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Nonetheless, using it as a national currency. So this is a step in the right direction. We've seen steps in the right direction become trips, falls, stumbles, and then you fall and lose your teeth. Let's hope that they do what's right. I think I'll end that thought there before I kind of go off on a tangent. The entire point is, yes, good job, Zimbabwe. I hope you regulate properly. I hope you don't regulate to the point where no one wants to do business in your country. And please, for the love of heaven, don't create a central bank digital currency that eventually becomes hyperinflated as well, because just don't. Anyway, that's the wow news for today. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, in this was also kind of everywhere, and I don't really understand the energy behind it. Companies looking to raise funds via STOs, security token offerings, might soon get some relief from regulatory burdens in the United States. The Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, published a proposal to amend its capital formation rules for early-stage startups of all stripes earlier this month. If adopted, the modified rule would raise the cap on proceeds to $75 million from $50 million for security offerings sold under Regulatory A+, and to $5 million from $1 million from Regulatory CF crowdfunding. These rules, which put the Jumpstart Our Business Startups, or JOBS, wow, Act of 2012 into practice, allows companies to raise funds from the public without having to register as a public company. More broadly, the proposed rule amendment could mark a shift in how the SEC perceives the token space. So pretty much they're trying to make it easier before you have to really register as a public company. There's no need for so much regulation. It's one thing to tell a company, I don't know. It's probably a lot easier to tell a company, sit inside of our sandbox, do as you will, don't do anything illegal. Here's a list of all the illegal things. And at the end of the year, tell us how much you made, we'll tax you on it, and we'll tell you if it's a go or not, depending on how well you did, or if you did something illegal, or if you sold your coin or token or anything else to someone else. To have, what was the other country we were talking about a couple of months ago who opened up their doors to the cryptocurrency space, and then the very next day we had news that in order to do anything within their country, I think you had to pay the government like $700,000, and it's like, why would I do that? Why would I not just get on a plane and go somewhere else? I worry about, no, actually I don't, because I know that there will be many other countries who will continue to flourish, word of the day, and actually allow cryptocurrency companies to like really grow big within their space. And then these, should cryptocurrencies perform very well in the future and Bitcoin becomes a mega behemoth type monster thing, these countries will do very well, and they'll have a whole new wave of millionaires and billionaires coming about in their country. STOs, security token sales, and IEOs and ICOs really aren't that big of a deal anymore. I think this is another situation where by the time the entire public had been done with ICOs, the SEC was talking about how to regulate ICOs, and they were already kind of gone. Not many companies are releasing STOs, security token offerings, or IEOs, initial exchange offerings, because a lot of them fail. A lot of them are fragile and actually cannot deal with anything that's actually currently happening within the cryptocurrency space. And this is why, once again, I continue to stick with the main cryptocurrencies that have remained at the top over the course of the last 5, 6, 7 years, because they show the most strength. So the idea that you would want to regulate something that people really aren't, or you're trying to make it easier for people to be able to get into something that no one's really into anymore, or the things that have launched have completely fallen, is a little weird. I see what they were trying to do, but they didn't do it. Anyway, that's the SEC news. I mean, sure. Good luck. To kind of finish things off in a batched bundle, it says Opera now allows US users to buy Bitcoin and Ether via Apple Pay and debit cards. Opera has added a new feature to its browsers, which allows US customers or users to buy Bitcoin and Ether directly from its in-crypto wallet. It sounds familiar. Opera has partnered with payments firm Wire. Yep, we went through this. Firmwire, WYRE, for the initiative, which supports both Apple Pay and debit card to purchase the two cryptocurrencies. Kind of weird. I think we went over this like about 4 or 5 days ago, and this news was also everywhere today as well. That Opera was now letting people buy Bitcoin and Ether via Apple Pay. Tying, I guess, directly into this as well, because they kind of match. On Tuesday, that's today, crypto asset exchange Coinbase allowed that people with Android-powered phones can now add the Coinbase debit card to their Google Pay wallets. On the 11th of April 2019, Coinbase announced Coinbase Card, a new Visa debit card for its UK and European Union customers that allows them to easily spend any of their crypto balances in their Coinbase account to pay for goods and services anywhere that Visa is accepted. There's a phone with numbers on it. Coinbase's blog says that via this integration of Coinbase Card and Google Pay, Coinbase becomes the first company to enable users to make mobile payments powered by their crypto balances. The feature is currently available in Europe, and Europe. And Coinbase is promising to promote support for other European countries. And I mean, yeah. So everyone seems to be trying to make it. I mean, this is not bad news. This by no means is bad and or sarcastic news. It's more like a everyone is seemingly trying to find ways to make it easier to pay with cryptocurrencies. I do appreciate this. Me and Coinbase are not best friends, She knows it. The point being that I do like the simplicity of this, simply because years ago it was very difficult to find anybody who even accepted Bitcoin. And Bitcoin was the number one coin, still is the number one coin. Like, you get what I'm saying? So the fact that we have integrations into, I think, Opera. What's the other one? The one that has we have like add-ons for Ethereum and stuff like that. I don't know if anyone else has a Coinbase card. I don't. I don't plan on selling my crypto in the near decade. But yeah, it's nice to know that people are able to do so should they choose to do so. Because I don't know if I'm pretty sure I must have told this story before, but I've met some people sprinkled through the years who got cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, when it was like worth pennies. And they are sitting on a little nice cushion of money, and they may want to spend it. So I guess this is good for them. Yeah, and sure, Google Pay wallets can now use Coinbase Card, which I guess can you yeah, you can do that. You can tap your phone as a payment method in certain places. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Anyway, here's the actual blog post from blog.coinbase.com. It says you can now use Coinbase Card with Google Pay. Wow, I didn't know that. That was a joke. Anyway, as always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbout University, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Steuer, Josh Corsica, Chongololo, Songololo, John Sarson, Mr. Pickles, Nostromo, The Animal Reader, Bibliophobia, Barebones Mining, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohammed Maroney, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Niels, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Adobo, Bankroll Network, Crypto Joe, Milwaukee, Crypto Artist, Cold D3D, Nicholas One Earth, One Piece, One Love, Richie Rich, The Third, Nick Kanaya, Set, Suna, Damien, Vlad the Impaler, Crypto Beer Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, his chest every day, and Kyle keeps skipping that leg day. I mean, you should be doing it at home right now. Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Arfmedic17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Machonisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Creole and Michelle, URL, and hold on, I have to sneeze. I saw some people asking in the comment section, so people were like, did you actually have to sneeze, or were you just saying it as that is a supporting Patreon member name? I think it's one of the favorites right now. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Thank you all very, very much for your support. And thank you to every single one of you who is a supporting member of the channel, who clicked the little join button below. You have buckets of my eternal gratitude. For those of you not looking at the screen right now, I come bearing wonderful news. Bitcoin is currently up by 14.54% over the last 24 hours. You can't even see it's almost smoothed out. If you could have seen this about an hour ago, it looked so choppy. It looked kind of like this. It was just completely insane how the market had been moving. However, Bitcoin is up right now. Everything is up. Tether's down. ETH is up by 10%. XRP is up by 10%. EOS 10%. Binance 15%. The market looks okay. I am trying not to, or rather, I will not get my hopes up. I will be buying regardless. However, there are many greens right now, and it is nice to see. I will probably wait until the stock market has opened. This is usually a really good indicator of exactly where prices are going to go. It takes about a good hour after the stock market has opened within the States, if we're going to see a plunge or something similar to it. But who knows? The cryptocurrency market might react positively, and prices could go up. However, I can't lie to you. I wonder what it is about me that even when I see cryptocurrency prices going down, like, I get excited. It's like this really big rush. It's like this, I have to buy right now kind of thing that kind of like really overtakes me. It's kind of the same. If prices go up, I get really happy. If prices go down, I know that I have an opportunity to buy more. I don't know. Maybe I think I'm just an investor. I think that's pretty much all it is. I was discussing with a friend Very, very good friend, helped me through a rough real estate time. We were discussing the possibility of falling real estate prices around the world. And I mentioned before at the beginning of this year, there are so many places I have my eyes on. And I'm trying to, I don't know. I'm trying not to buy anything right now. I'm trying to really just hold on and kind of wait, because there are a couple of places in other countries that I've definitely seen that I wanted to buy as like vacation homes. And it's driving me insane because even when I'm not there on vacation, I can still rent them out, which is really great because then I can still pay off like the land fees, the HOA fees, whatever you kind of want to call them. It pays for itself kind of thing. So it's like getting really antsy because I don't want the stock market to completely crumble, because this will also affect the lives of billions of people around the world. Like, we in the cryptocurrency space tend to forget that when we do well, it usually means that other people may not be doing well, but it's this really weird, like, I want to keep investing kind of thing. I don't know. I love it. I love investing. I'm glad I found this. I didn't really have many passions before investing. It was maybe like video games and Yu-Gi-Oh! That was like as far as I got. But I think I'll be an investor for life, because there's no other kind of rush like it. It's this really weird, like people who bought the dip a couple of days ago, whoever bought this dip that happened exactly 24 hours ago, like, people will be waking up and you've made 19, 15, 14, 19% off of whatever you bought. That's insane. That's absolutely mammothly insane, especially when you take into consideration the other markets that are also not performing very well. I don't want Bitcoin to fall, but I would not mind I would like Bitcoin to hit 4,700 for like a good hour just so I can catch it, and then it can go back up. Anyway, I've rambled on for far too long. I do hope that you've all enjoyed, despite everything. I hope that you're all having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever on this planet you might be. Take care of yourself. I mean that. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. I hope that if you are at home, you know what I mean. Take care of yourself. Do something funny. I'll keep mentioning this every single day. I have a couple of friends who are freaking out. Do something funny. Go on a walk by yourself. Get some air. Open a window. Go on your balcony. Video chat with a friend. That's apparently a new trend that's happening right now, which I think is also genius. I mean, we do live in the future. Our phones are made of metal and plastic and glass. And wirelessly, you can talk to anyone else on any other part of the world. So do it. Have a chat with an old friend. Contact someone you haven't seen in a very long time. Message them. Have fun. Netflix, pizza, all that good stuff. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.